While on a carefree vacation in Italy, a young Canadian woman named Nicole finds herself exploring the ancient remnants of Pompeii. This remarkably preserved Roman city was tragically buried under volcanic ash almost 2,000 years ago due to a catastrophic eruption. As she wanders through the open archaeological site, she comes across a collection of dusty artifacts strewn across the ground. Succumbing to temptation, she pockets these items, a decision that will haunt her in the years to come. In the aftermath of this petty theft, Nicole's life takes an unexpected and unfortunate turn. She joins the ranks of numerous tourists who, after stealing from Pompeii, believe they have fallen victim to a series of dreadful curses. Strangely, this phenomenon of light-fingered individuals with questionable morals being drawn to the Pompeii site is not new. It has persisted for centuries. Since the initial excavation of Pompeii in the mid-18th century, people with opportunistic tendencies have been pilfering relics from its remains. Interestingly, some of the stolen artifacts even ended up in renowned institutions like the British Museum in London. However, those who chose to steal irreplaceable archaeological treasures from Pompeii would later come to regret their actions. A peculiar curse appears to be at play. Once these individuals return home with their ill-gotten gains, their lives spiral into misfortune. Health issues arise, financial troubles multiply, and bad luck becomes a constant companion. The notion that Pompeii might be cursed can be traced back to the period not long after the devastating eruption in 79 AD. Mount Vesuvius, located about 6 miles from Pompeii, erupted with tremendous force, sending a torrent of burning rocks and molten lava that obliterated the city. The next day, choking clouds of toxic gases filled the skies, suffocating those who had survived the initial cataclysm. Despite the passage of more than 2 millennia, accurately quantifying the casualties remains challenging. While a rough estimate suggests a few thousand people may have perished on the eruption's first day, some experts believe the total death toll could have exceeded 20,000. Pliny the Younger, a Roman historian who witnessed the event from a safe distance at the age of 17, vividly described the horror. His uncle, Pliny the Elder, tragically lost his life during the catastrophe. In a letter penned after the disaster, Pliny the Younger recounted the scene. Many people were so terrified of death that they wished for it, believing it to be an end to their suffering. Some even believed that the gods had abandoned them, plunging the world into an eternal night. Given this historical context, it's understandable that the citizens of Pompeii themselves felt cursed in the wake of their city's utter destruction. This prevailing sense of curse explains why modern-day thieves who steal from the Pompeii site also experience a belief in curses befalling them. However, the origin of the belief that Pompeii remains under some sort of curse persists to this day. Is it mere superstition, or is there a darker force at play? Writer Adrian LaFrance delved into these questions in a 2015 article for The Atlantic. The notion of whether Pompeii's obliteration was a result of divine retribution has been explored through various mediums, such as paintings, plays, films, and novels. LaFrance is doubtful about whether the people of Pompeii truly suffered the wrath of their gods due to misconduct, but he points to a 19th century author who significantly influenced the modern perception of a cursed Pompeii. In Edward Bulwer-Lytton's popular 1834 novel, The Last Days of Pompeii, LaFrance identifies the source of our contemporary idea of a cursed Pompeii. This novel's depiction of the city's destruction played a significant role in shaping modern interpretations of the catastrophe. Bulwer-Lytton's narrative suggests that Pompeii's downfall was a result of a curse. He contrasts the supposedly decadent lives of Pompeii's residents with the more virtuous and frugal character of other historical peoples and places. This portrayal implies that the city's perceived sins led to its own demise, a notion that Bulwer-Lytton's fiction gave credence to. The concept that ancient civilizations can be plagued by enduring curses isn't exclusive to Pompeii. Perhaps the most famous example is the purported curse surrounding the discovery of Tutankhamun's tomb. This ancient Egyptian pharaoh, who passed away in 1323 BC, was entombed near the River Nile and the city of Luxor. However, the curse associated with his tomb seemed to stretch across millennia, affecting those who unearthed it in the 20th century. English Egyptologist Howard Carter led the team that uncovered Tutankhamun's tomb in the early 1920s. Shortly after the discovery, rumors of a curse began to circulate. One of these stories involved British writer Marie Corelli, who warned in the Times that dire consequences awaited anyone who dared intrude upon a sealed tomb. Tragically, the events that followed seemed to validate her prediction. Lord Carnarvon, the financial backer of Carter's work, entered the tomb and was bitten by a mosquito. The resulting infection claimed Carnarvon's life at the age of 56 in Cairo, just a few months after his visit. The belief in curses spans history and culture, connecting ancient misfortunes to present-day events. Tutankhamun's tomb and Pompeii exemplify this phenomenon, revealing humanity's fascination with mysteries and the supernatural's eerie ties to the past. The alleged curse surrounding Tutankhamun's tomb gained traction after its discovery. Even Sir Arthur Conan Doyle suggested an evil elemental phantom from ancient rituals caused the curse. Mysterious deaths among those tied to the excavation, like Archibald Douglas Reed overseeing X-rays, added to the belief. Arthur Mace and Prince Ali Kamal Fahmy Bey's deaths, plus Sir Lee Stack's murder, heightened the intrigue. The trend of associating ancient curses with current events extends beyond Tutankhamun and Pompeii, captivating humanity with the supernatural's enduring appeal. In the 1920s, anyone remotely linked to Tutankhamun or Egypt was believed cursed. Despite Howard Carter's dismissal, rumors persisted after his 1939 death. In 1934, Egyptologist Herbert Wenlock showed few at the tomb's opening died within a decade, challenging the curse. However, public fascination endured. Pompeii's curse is similarly captivating. The site's mistreatment, through theft, poor excavation, and careless restoration, disregards its tragic history. Acts like vandalizing the House of Neptune's fresco in 2014 exemplify disrespect. Notably, tourists are returning stolen items due to the curse. Nicole, a Canadian woman, returned items taken in 2005 after facing hardships. A Dutch teen's less honorable theft led to his arrest, unlike Nicole's voluntary return. Around 100 items returned to Pompeii signify growing awareness of the curse's impact. Messages accompanying returns describe misfortune attributed to theft. Some of these items and notes are exhibited at the site. In conclusion, Tutankhamun's tomb and Pompeii illustrate curses bridging past and present, capturing humanity's intrigue. These tales emphasize ethical behavior and respect when interacting with historical sites. Avoiding theft in Pompeii prevents invoking the curse's consequences. Curses narratives and modern echoes remind us of the supernatural's allure in human culture. Subscribe and press the bell icon for regular updates.